Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. Like Ryan said, a lot of you guys on the call, I noticed a lot of names that you guys are existing clients. Some of you may not be aware of some of the things we have, so hopefully I'll show you guys some new things today. And it's pretty busy calendar, pretty busy agenda. We have about 45 minutes, 15 minutes with Q&A. I do appreciate everybody spending the day with me here and going through this. I know everybody's busy, so thank you. The agenda is really, I'm going to give you a quick overview. I won't bore you. I'm going to tell you about Modern Retail. I'm going to quickly talk about some e-commerce platforms, give you an overview of the Counterpoint Integrator itself, or our integration. Some of the things that we're doing around, Modern Retail is doing around B2C, business to consumer services, you know, gift cards, loyalty, that kind of thing. B2B services, so when businesses log in, some of those services. I'm going to show you the admin panel. Again, clients that are on the call, you guys are very familiar with the admin panel, but I'm going to show you that and give you a sneak peek at some of the things that that we're working on or that are coming down the road. So that's it. And then at the very end, a little bit of Q&A. So please, as Ryan said, submit your questions and we'll do our best to get to them at the very end. Modern Retail, a lot of you know us, and again, a lot of you are clients, and thank you so much for that. We've been around for quite a long time, 23 years. We were founded in 1998. We actually built an e-commerce platform in 1999. If you had Shopify and WooCommerce, those two platforms, if they had a baby, that's sort of what we built. I think is cloud platform. It was probably like 10 years before Shopify, so something that we've done a long time ago. And part of what we've always have done, or close to always have done, is integrated with point of sale companies. And so point of sale systems like Counterpoint is something we excelled in. We've been doing that since 2006. We've been integrated with Counterpoint since 2012. And we have a lot of clients now. I'm very fortunate. We have done over 1,400 integrations. We have over 250 Counterpoint clients alone. And I'm proud to say that Counterpoint has been our best seller for the last 3 years. Really killing it on Counterpoint. We have a really good product and really good partners like RCS that really help us along. And we have lots and lots of Counterpoint clients, so it's great. We have offices in Chicago, Belgium, Ukraine, although I'm not sure we really need offices anymore, but that's another discussion. And we've been partners with RCS since 2015. Just a little bit, if you don't have a website, people always seem to ask me, you know, what do you integrate with? What platforms are out there? And you can kind of lump the platforms in two different buckets, if you will. One would be a cloud, the platforms that are in cloud, and platforms that are open source. So Shopify and BigCommerce, if you've heard of those names before, those are cloud solutions, okay? And you may have heard of Magento and Counterpoint, and those are solutions as well. And we integrate with all 4 of those solutions. We have for quite some time. Shopify since 2010, BigCommerce since 2012, 2009 for Magento, and 2012 for WooCommerce as well. So any 4 of those we can help you get connected to. And the services do vary just slightly, mostly around Shopify and Shopify Plus, which I'll get into. But most of what we offer is available on all 4 of those platforms. So when you look at this, except where it's noted, we could do everything on all 4 platforms. The only exception really is around Shopify, and I'll get into that a little bit. People always ask me which one's right for me, and that's a little hard to pick, frankly. It's like picking your favorite child, I guess. But in general, just to help everybody out, Shopify and BigCommerce is probably the way you guys want to go if you're going to do it yourself. So if you're DIY, you're doing it yourself, you're probably going to be Shopify and BigCommerce. WooCommerce, Magento, you're likely going to need some sort of agency or developer to help you build that. They have to keep it maintained, they have to keep it updated. So if you're sort of, you know, in the market for, you know, a website, you know, it's probably one of those 4, and those are the differences, if that helps you guys out. Okay. The Counterpoint Integrator itself, you know, we've been doing it for quite a long time. And we're very proud of our integrator. We call it the integrator, at least fondly, that's what we call it. It's developed and maintained by Modern Retail. There's no other software. There's no other third parties involved. We jokingly like to say there's one throat to choke, and that's ours. So if something doesn't work, it's definitely Modern Retail, because we're responsible for everything. Yes, we might have to work with RCS on getting access to the machine or some help on that side, but in general, if something goes wrong, we're your main point of contact, and we own everything. It's very lightweight. It does not modify Counterpoint. That's one of those mantras that we have here. Like we don't want to modify Counterpoint. It's very, very lightweight on the Counterpoint side, and it really is the same integrator for all 250 plus clients. Like there's no difference between your integration and someone that's doing millions of dollars a month. It's the same integration for everybody, and that's the other kind of guiding principle, if you will, that we have is keep it simple, stupid, kind of like the KISS mentality. Like it's the same integration for everybody. It's very, very sophisticated, and what's really nice about it, it's self-updating. It's just like an app on your phone. When we come out with new updates, you wake up in the morning, you just get it. Okay, certainly there's a group of beta people that get it first, then the general population gets it, but it's self-updating. There's nothing you need to do to get it updated. And same thing with the Counterpoint side. You guys can upgrade Counterpoint and not affect our app, and we can update our app and not affect Counterpoint. So we like to say that it's loosely coupled, like, and there's never a problem. Like, I wouldn't say never, but there should never be a problem upgrading Counterpoint. You guys can upgrade Counterpoint and not affect the app, and we could do the same thing in reverse, okay? If you haven't checked out Modern Retail, we're just at modernretail.com. There's easy ways to get to the Counterpoint integration. You click right here. You can click on Buy Now, go right here, Counterpoint integration. But the integrator, if you want to just sort of get the lay of the land, is you got Counterpoint sitting over here. You have your e-commerce platform sitting over there, so Magento, BigCommerce, Shopify, WooCommerce, and that spinning spacey sprocket, for anybody old enough to remember the Jetsons, that's Modern Retail. And it's really moving data back and forth between those two systems, okay, and keeping everything synchronized. So it's really, on the simplest form, it's moving products between Counterpoint and Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Magento, and then taking those orders and customers and sending those down into Counterpoint. So this one page, if you're not a client of ours, you can certainly come back here. It's got a lot of information, everything from onboarding, the admin panel, to our services. Everything is here, plus hundreds of help articles if you guys are interested in reading that. But all you got to do is come up here and click on Counterpoint, and you get right to this page, and it's got a lot of information on it. Getting into the services, okay, so that's the integrator. And I guess taking a step back, we see ourselves as certainly an integration company, and we like to say we have these ready-made connectors, right? And it's ready-made. This is not something we have to scratch our head and figure out how to do for you guys. We implement it very, very quickly, and it's done. But if you look at in general, what's going on and what the e-commerce platform does versus what Counterpoint does, is there's like gaps, if that makes sense, right? And what I mean by that is like a gift card integration. To us, that's a gap, right? There's gift cards within Counterpoint, but how do you get those integrated and working on the website? So that omni-channel experience, how do you do that? Or loyalty? And that's where we see ourselves filling that gap. We're always looking at the gaps. Like we're trying to figure out, let's utilize Counterpoint to its fullest potential, but let's also then utilize Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Magento to its fullest potential. But what's missing and what are those gaps, and trying to fill those gaps. And so we have lots of services around B2C and B2B that try to do just that, right? We're trying to fill those gaps and trying to figure out where those people need those extra services. So we have a lot of services both on the B2C side and the B2B side, and that's sort of where I'm going right now, okay? And so on the B2C side, business to consumer, it's really around what we call order management. And underneath order management, which is sort of an umbrella term that we use, we have curbside pickup, which I think a lot of people by now with COVID know, buy online, pick up in store, which is BOPIS, or buy online, ship to store, which is called BOSS. Local delivery, which I'm going to show you, has become very, very popular. We have our own module. So if you have your own trucks, so a lot of nurseries have their own trucks and they deliver sod and grass and those kind of things. Probably very useful for you, our module. And there's third-party services like Roadie. Roadie just got bought by UPS. So think of it as a local delivery service. It's a lot like Uber. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Shipping, we have shipping solutions as well. It allows you to ship from multiple locations. We have integrations with distributors. And then what people are really interested in, gift card integration I'm going to talk about, loyalty, and some integrations with some PIM systems, which I'm going to talk about in a bit as well. Okay, so order management, talking about order management. What the heck is order management? What does that mean to you? We think it's a modern order management system. Why do we say modern? Because what I'm going to show you, it encompasses things like in-store pickup, local delivery, shipping from multiple locations, and even integrations with your distributors, okay? And what you're going to see is you can move things between those different services. So I'm going to show you that as well. What happens though with order management is you have to be sophisticated with those orders. And a lot of times you have to split orders based on rules, different locations. You might have someone like Omaha Steaks that has, you might have one warehouse that has refrigerated items and another warehouse that has your jams, jellies, and t-shirts and those kind of things. And what you might need to do is you might need to send your orders to one warehouse because it's refrigerated, and all the other parts of those orders to another warehouse for it to be shipped out. And so we have the ability to do that. So order management to us is be able to do those kinds of things with those kind of orders, as well as splitting them out in multiple locations, distributors, your suppliers, your vendors, and we're able to do all that. And the thing that's really interesting that we rolled out early this year is really this dynamic product creation. So a lot of times around drop shipping. So drop shipping is the ability to ship out items from, let's say, your vendor, and you contact your vendor, and I'll show you this in a bit, but they'll ship it out. But what happens is if it's being drop shipped directly from your vendor, that product may not exist in Counterpoint at all. And so we have the ability to dynamically create that. So when the order goes down to Counterpoint, we can dynamically create that product because it never existed before in Counterpoint because it got drop shipped directly from your vendor. And so all these sort of things and transferring and splitting orders, it's really what we consider order management. It gets quite complex, but sometimes you have that. Again, just from your setup, your locations, all of that. And you might need our order management solution just to be able to route orders and get orders around. Curbside pickup, everybody's heard of, right? And it's become very, very popular, especially with COVID the last couple of years. We have a lot of people that move to it, and it's buy online, pick up in store, what it's called BOPIS, okay? And what's nice is we can display Counterpoint's location-based inventory on the website, okay? And so if you have multiple locations, I'm gonna show you this in a second, you can show that on all the platforms. We support it on every platform, and you can show location-based inventory on the website. So someone could say, hey, I wanna buy this item from store number 10 and then pick it up in store. That's in-store pickup, right? I'm sure everybody's familiar with that concept. BOSS is maybe not something everybody's familiar with, but it's really buy it online and ship it to the store. And so what we do is we can communicate with the distributor, hey, you got this order, it doesn't exist in stock, we need to send it off to the distributor, tell the distributor, hey, we place this order, and the consumer will pick that item up in store. But that communication, which you're going to see here in a minute, is what model retails do in the background of communicating with your supplier distributor, saying, hey, you got an order, what products do you have already, and let's make that available to the website, and then place that order with your distributor, and when they ship it and they ship it to the store for in-store pickup, we'll tell the customer that, hey, your order's ready to be picked up in store, okay? What does this look like? Okay, so if you look at Smithland, this is a client here, and everybody has cats. They need Tiny Cat. And so what this is showing is all the inventory in all the locations within Counterpoint. So these are all the locations within Counterpoint. And this is what truly makes in-store pickup possible, because it's saying that this tiny cat's litter or whatever this is there's 15 in this store, 10 in that location, 20 in that location. And so when you check out, those options become available to them. So when they check out, you can buy it online and pick it up in store. Okay. And so again, that's supported on every platform: Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, and Magento. Local delivery, fascinating, because again, with COVID and what's going on in the world and stuff like that, become very, very popular very, very quickly. And right now we have model retail services, which is really useful for people that have their own trucks. So again, if you're a nursery, you have your own trucks, you deliver furniture, probably very, very useful to have this. And we'll tell your truck drivers when they have a local delivery order and what needs to be delivered. We also have an integration with Roadie. If you haven't heard of Roadie, it's a pretty amazing service. It's a lot like Uber or Uber Eats, if that analogy works for you, but instead of delivering or picking up people, they're picking up bags of dog food and delivering them. So it's what's called a gig network. It's just like Uber. They have just the same drivers that usually are driving for Uber can drive for Roadie. And again, we're the company that's in the background saying, hey, come to store number 10, pick up this order for Jane Doe and go deliver it to her that she lives 5 miles down the road. That's us. And we have a lot of clients using it, one of them being Centinela. This home delivery, that's model retail, but we're actually telling Roadie, hey, Roadie, come to Centinela, come to store number 10 and within Centinela, pick up this, 3 items from store number 10 and go deliver it to Jane Doe that lives down the street. Okay, and that's us. And Roadie just got purchased by UPS, and so you're seeing this more and more. FedEx has a service that's similar to that as well that we'll be integrating with as well. But same day local delivery is becoming a big deal, of course, because everybody's trying to compete with Amazon. And so that same day delivery service, you could expect to see much, much more of that, and many more retailers adopting that. And it's a same day delivery service. The same company also has our curbside pickup as well. And so if anybody needs, they're out west, anybody needs any cat and dog supplies, go ahead and try it. You can see what our service looks like for both local delivery and in-store pickup if you're close to Centinela. Shipping. Shipping, in a nutshell, is it treats all of your locations like a warehouse. And so the easiest way to understand it is, if you had a store in New York, Chicago, and LA, and someone ordered something in Omaha, Nebraska, we could route that order to Chicago, say, hey, Chicago, go ahead and ship out this product because you're the closest to the person that lives in Omaha, Nebraska. And it treats your stores as warehouses, and it will route the orders based on where inventory lives in those locations and where the customer is and your rules. And so that's shipped from store, and that's what it's really doing. It's treating every location as a warehouse, and it's routing orders around, okay? And again, ship to store drop shipping is doing something similar, but is working with your distributors or your vendors and says, hey, this location's got an order, they want it to be picked up in store, let's or shipped to home, let's go ahead and take that and let's go ship it to the customer. So drop shipping is very, very popular. And what's nice about drop shipping in general is you don't have to carry all that inventory. So we're telling the vendor that says, hey, we have this order, but you go ship it and they'll ship it directly to the customer's home, okay? And that's part of our shipping solution as well. One of our clients that are using this is Sneaker Politics. They have 6 locations, very tight on inventory. My son buys those sneakers and they run out very, very quickly, but Air Jordans, those kind of things. And they had a real problem because they want to utilize the inventory that's in their store. And how do you do that effectively? And with our ship from store feature is we're telling each of the 6 stores when we get an order, we're saying which store needs to ship out which item. And so it really allows sneaker politics to utilize all their inventory. And very, very quickly when those orders, get run out, right, we can adjust it on the fly. It says, okay, store number 2 no longer has any more sneakers. What's the next rule? Oh, okay, let's ship it out from store number 3. Oh, wait, store number 3 doesn't have it. It's got to come out of store number 4. And we'll do that automatically. Our partner here is Shipstation. If you want to watch this video here, is this shipping solution. Right here is a pretty good video that explains that ship from store feature on the site, and it's pretty snazzy. So if anybody has logistic problems, shipping problems, they have inventory stuck in multiple locations, they can't figure out how to ship it, you might be interested in that ship from store feature. Okay. Distributor integrations with your vendors, suppliers, becoming very, very popular. And again, I said this a couple of times, what allows you to do is we can integrate with your vendors. And what happens is that vendor's inventory almost becomes part of your store, if that makes sense, okay? And so all that inventory, and even maybe the availability, meaning, when they can get it to you, that can be exposed on your website. And we look at it just as like another location, if that makes sense to everybody. So that distributor's inventory becomes part of your web store, and we count it, or it looks like a location, if you will. And what we're also able to do is we're able to send online orders to the distributor to fulfill. Either that's ship to store or ship to home, so that drop shipping. A lot of times the distributors can tell us when it's been shipped, and even that can be automated as well, so that ship notification we can automatically send the consumer. So if it's being shipped to home, drop shipping, we could tell the customer that, and of course we can automate the whole order flow all the way down to Counterpoint. And again, very useful for ship to store, ship to home. And there's lots of different approaches that could apply here. I won't get into technical details too much, but there's all kinds of ways. So if you have a distributor, you have a supplier, get us in contact with them and see if we can automate that for all together. Right now we have integrations with Oracle. Anybody who is in the hardware business probably has heard of Oracle. They're the largest distributor for hardware and those kinds of goods like lumber, tools. And we also have integration with Sports South, which is handguns and guns and ammunition. So if those are your businesses, we're working on those 2 integrations now. There's more to come, but those are the 2 that we have right now. Just to give you a quick idea what this looks like, Shell Lumber is, they have 3 locations in Florida, and the ability to sort of buy online and decide how do they get that product. That's what we're talking about here. And what our technology will do is, if they don't have the inventory, if they didn't have the inventory, this wouldn't even be available. But this would show up if it should be able to ship to store, which means their vendor, which is Oracle, would have the inventory and they can pick it up in store, or could be shipped. And shipped is really drop shipped. And again, it would tell you the availability, and that would come directly. In this case, if it was drop shipped, it'd come directly from Oracle and it'd be shipped directly to the customer. So sort of this capability to be able to pick things up in store, ship it to the store, or when it's really shipped to store, local delivery through their trucks. In Shell's case, they have their own trucks, and of course they constantly deliver lumber and those kind of things. They're using our module for that, and then for shipping as well, to divide that up or even ship directly from their vendor, which is Oracle. Okay, so pretty sophisticated. And again, what's nice is, we can handle all this technology and the routing the orders, handling those orders. We can handle all that for you. All right, so what does this look like? Okay, so I'm just going to log in, and it's a demo store. Let me go here. Hold on. Log out, wrong spot. Let me go. Demo store. Okay. All right. So if you look at this, this is called our admin panel. I'll be showing you this a little bit later, but if you look at the orders, this is showing you all the in-store pickup orders, okay? And so this is showing you all the in-store pickup orders that this location would have. And so if you're logged in, and this is like Chicago, LA, New York, if you're logged in Chicago, the people that are working in Chicago are probably getting an interface like this, and they can only see the Chicago orders, only for their location. Okay, so for an in-store pickup order, if I'm coming here and I see one of these orders, okay, it's going to, let me see, go here, that one. Okay, what's going to happen, it's going to show you this order and what they purchased. And again, it's going to be routed to the store. So pretend that we stole that order from, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Magento. We're going to take that order, we're going to bring it in the admin panel, and we're going to route that order to the location, and we're going to notify, hey, Chicago, you have an in-store pickup order. Log in the admin panel so you can fulfill that order. They log in here, they fulfill the order, and they ship it out. And of course, they can process it, they move it to processing, ready to complete, or ready to be picked up and complete. And if I were to hit this ready to complete, the customer is going to actually get an email that says, hey, your order is ready to be picked up in store, right? And so every single time that you change the status of this, the customer is going to get an email. Even with processing, they're going to get an email. You can have a private message if you want, says, I'm sorry, your order's not ready yet. You can have a public or private, and every time you do that, if it's public, your order's ready, okay, the customer is going to get an email. So if I hit, they're going to get an email that says your order's ready. That goes out to the customer, and you can change the status for ready to be picked up, okay? So that's been placed, and go over here, and they're going to automatically, if I change this to ready to be picked up, the customer is going to get a notification, and that's, again, nice fancy email. It's all customizable that they said the orders would be ready to be picked up in store. What's really clever about this is local delivery works very, very similar. Whether you're using your own trucks or a third-party service like Roadie or FedEx, works very, very similar. And same thing with shipping. They all work similar. What's really clever about this, though, if a woman called up and said, hey, I'm sorry, I can't get there. My son is sick. I was going to pick the order up in store. Can you get that order to me? Sure, you can transfer this. Not only can you transfer it to a different service, different location, but you can also transfer a different service completely. So if you needed to ship it, you can ship it out through Shipstation. And so you can transfer it to another location, but you can also transfer it to a completely different service. So instead of her picking up in store, you can actually just ship it to her instead, which is very clever, right? And so it really allows customers to get the order how they need to get it, right? They're very, very demanding, and how they want to get that order is up to them, and that's what sort of our order management and how everything sort of ties back together. Okay, so that's really the order management pieces of the admin panel, and I'll be coming back here to the admin panel showing you a few more things, but that's really how it all works together, ties them together. We can even handle digital products, all of that, okay? Gift card integration, very proud of the gift card integration. We worked really hard on the gift card integration, get it right. What's really nice, it has that omni-channel experience that I think everybody's been craving for a long time. It allows people to use those plastic gift cards to be used on the website, and allows you to use e-gift cards that we create, I'm gonna show you that in a second, to be used in store. Make no mistake though, Counterpoint is the master for all those gift cards. It controls everything, so all the gift card information is being stored in Counterpoint. It is the master of everything, where the gift card numbers aren't being created anywhere else but in Counterpoint. So everything does reside in Counterpoint. One of the things that I want to make really clear, and one of the things that we think is extremely important, is gift card pins. And so if you don't remember anything else from this presentation, is if you buy new plastic gift cards, please, please, please buy the gift card with the little 3-4 digit pin on the back. The pins don't mean anything in store, and I get that, but they're very, very useful online, and I'm gonna show you that in a second. But please buy the next round of plastic gift cards with a little 3 or 4 digit pin on the back of the card, because that pin will actually be used online, and we encourage you. You don't have to use pins. We just really encourage you. We think it's very, very important. This is available now for BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Magento. It is possible to use Shopify, but you have to be on Shopify Plus, which is around, I'm sorry, around $2,000 a month. So if you're on Shopify, you can't have it unless you're on Shopify Plus. Okay, what does this look like? So this is Cooks, a Counterpoint client. Come in here, just as you'd expect. I can type a number of my gift card and the gift card PIN, and I can apply, let's say, a $100 gift card toward this purchase. I can use it right from my purchase. And again, that's a gift card, a plastic gift card. That's one of those plastic gift cards. That's a gift card that is in Counterpoint today, okay? What's pretty spectacular about our integration as well is you could sell a gift card. There's no reason why you can't sell it. If you sell this gift card, if someone were to buy this $75 gift card, we're going to create this $75 gift card inside a Counterpoint. And so what we're going to do moments after purchase is we're going to send them what we call an e-gift card, okay? And this number is actually a number that resides inside of Counterpoint. This gift card is inside of Counterpoint. Will actually copy the PIN down so you have it into Counterpoint as well. They could print this off, show it on the phone, bring it in one of your stores, and they can use this e-gift card in any of your stores. It's that whole omni-channel experience, you know, Best Buy, Home Depot, same kind of experience. Now you guys can have it too. Exact same thing. We are doing an enhancement. It's actually in beta now. We have a client using it that will allow you to actually send it to a recipient as well. And what's really clever about this, not only can you include a gift message, you could say, when do you want to send it? So if you want it to be sent on Christmas Day, you could buy it now, select this option, select Christmas Day, and then this e-gift card that I just showed you over here will be sent out on Christmas Day. And again, we have a client using this now, pretty clever. You know, it really is a clever enhancement. So it really allows you to send a recipient and sender's name and send a delivery message and a date when you want it delivered. Okay, loyalty integration, again, fantastic. It allows you to use the points that have accumulated, and on the website, it's dollars, right? It allows you to use those dollars on the website. So typical example is, you know, Jane Doe's logs in the website. Hey, Jane Doe, welcome back. You have, you know, $25 on your loyalty card, on a loyalty program. Would you like to apply it to your order? That's what loyalty, and that's what the integration does, okay? What we also would do with the loyalty in general, what you have to do is we're gonna match up all the customer, right? So those customers that are online, they have to be matched up correctly to the customers within Counterpoint so they can accumulate their points. So not only is it the redemption that I just talked about, it's actually making sure that the customer is matched up correctly. And we could do that by two mechanisms, by the email address right here or the phone number. And so making sure that the customers and managing the identity is something that we do very, very well, because you have to make sure that the online orders get accounted toward their loyalty program. And so not only the calculation of that, but also the redemption of that. Again, it's available today on BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Magento. If you're on Shopify, I'm sorry to say, you're gonna need to be on Shopify Plus. Okay, PIM integrations. I'm going to go pretty quickly on this one. A PIM system is a fancy word for product information management system, okay? And what these systems will do is all the images, descriptions, taxonomy, product names, all of that will be housed in the PIM system, and our technology will update that automatically on your website. So you know, they can be expensive, these PIM systems, but if you had a PIM system that you're interested in using, they will have all that information, and we can use that information to update all the information in your site. So basically, you don't have to type in names or descriptions or images or even categorizing those products. You don't have to do that. That's what the PIM integration will do for you. Okay. Business to business services. If your head's not spinning, I'm sorry. I'm sure it is right now. There's a few more things to go through. Business to business services, it's those people that are a business of yours. So if you sell to other businesses, that's a business to business service that you might be interested in. And this really encompasses what we call account management, order and payment history, product pricing. I'm going to show you this. We have tiered pricing and contract pricing, even collecting payments and showing charge an account and collecting payments. That's something we're working on now. And again, shipping, be able to ship from multiple locations. So account management, What this really means, if you look in Counterpoint, you're going to have a customer within Counterpoint, okay? But those customers on the website are actually logging in with an email address. And so our account management feature ties those people, those customers in Counterpoint to all the email addresses that are logging into the website. So, you know, I usually say Acme Inc. If you got Acme Inc. in Counterpoint, that's fine, but you might have Joe, Henry, Sally, Kim, you know, Samantha. You might have all those people that work for Acme. Well, that connection between those email addresses that are logging into the website to that customer in Counterpoint, that's really what we determine as account management. Okay, and it really is, you have to, it's the foundation to make B2B work, because without that, you have no connection between the people that are logging into your website to actually those accounts within Counterpoint, or those customers within Counterpoint. What you can do is we can also show order and payment history. What's spectacular about this is it's the order and payment history from Counterpoint. And so a lot of nurseries, a lot of people that are in the B2B space, they want their customers to be able to see what they purchased. And not only that, to actually see their credit line, how much they have left. That's the account management piece. We could show them that. We could show them that, hey, this person has, you know, a $10,000 credit line, outstanding credit is $8,000, and, you know, of course they paid $2,000. We could do all that. We can also show again, all the orders and the payments, all the payments that received. So all that data from Counterpoint, not only the web orders, but all the, you know, Counterpoint orders, we can show them that. What's really brilliant about this, which I'm going to show you in a second here, is they can actually get PDF versions of that. So they need copies. No longer they need to contact your customer service staff to get copies of where am I at, where am I standing, how much credit line do I have, you know, all that is available with sort of these B2B features, okay? And to make this sort of drive this home, this is a client now, they're about ready to go live. I'm gonna log in just as a test user right now, but this is their website. And if I log into my account, okay, I'm just gonna log in right quick right here, and I'm log in, and it's got some test data, so you do have to excuse that, but you can see all these orders. And so these are all the orders that came from Counterpoint. And if you notice, it's very, very quick. All this data is actually being stored in Model Retail's data warehouse, so it's very quick. I can click on this and show an order, and I can close it and click on the next one, and it comes up just as fast. I can click on any one I want here, okay? It's very, very fast, and what's really clever about this is you got this order, they can print this off, of course, but they also get a PDF of it, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a PDF. I'm gonna open it up, and there's a PDF. This PDF now is available to them, and this is completely customized. This header up here can be customized, and this footer down here is customized, but all of this data right here is all the data that came from Counterpoint for that order, okay? And so that all is part of sort of our B2B features. You can come up here, again, you can see all the orders, you can see all the payments, so all the payments that they had as well, and all the payments, okay? You can search for those payments, you can search for the orders. It's very, very quick. And this is supported, again, on BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Magento. If you're on Shopify, you're going to need to be on Shopify Plus. Again, I'm sorry about that. This is a little off, but you can see they can see their credit limit, balance, and available credit right up there. And it's very, very nice if you have business customers. You know, basically they can do this in their, you know, and off hours. Your customers can log in and get access to this information. Product pricing. In general, there's really two ways to look at product pricing. Is what we call tiered pricing or group pricing. So you might have, you know, silver, bronze, and gold sort of tiers, if you will. They might get, you know, 10, 15, and 20% off, if you will. That's what we call tiered pricing, but we can also handle contract pricing. What I mean by contract pricing is really the pricing that's in Counterpoint. We could show that in real time on the website. Okay, and so contract pricing really comes into play when people can't do tiered pricing. It's just so convoluted that the only authority on that contract pricing is really Counterpoint. And in that case, the only thing you could do is to give to the customers their real-time pricing in real time from Counterpoint, okay? And that's really what we mean by contract pricing. So if I go back here, let me go back, let me shop for something here. Again, this is a demo site, so hopefully I got, okay. So, okay, so you saw that was $80. That just got the real-time price, because if I went back here, it's really $115, okay? But if I click on this, it knows that I'm logged in, it knows what product I want, and it just in real time got that real-time pricing from Counterpoint. For me, my customer, for this product, it said, hey, hey, Counterpoint, I have this customer, they're looking at this product, what is their pricing for that tire? And it just returned in real time $80.76. That's my pricing for this tire. And that's because it's stored in Counterpoint. And what's brilliant about it is what happens here is we did a real-time call, and we called it from here to there, but it goes through model retail. So the outside world doesn't know that Counterpoint is even there. The call comes to us, we ask Counterpoint, Counterpoint returns it to us, which we then return it to the website right there. And that's a level of security because your Counterpoint server is never accessible to the outside world, okay? That's product pricing, payments. Again, you saw that. You could charge an account. You saw that in the example. People can buy on credit. That's what that means. And very soon, they'll be able to submit payments as well. So we're really looking forward to that. We have a lot of customers asking about that. I need to be able to submit payments. Yes, that's great, Todd. They got a $10,000 credit line, but how come they can't give me $2,000 toward their credit line? Why can't they submit a payment online? That's a payment collection. We'll be able to do that shortly as well. Shipping, very, very similar, really identical to the shipping I was telling you about before. I don't really know if I need to give you that much more detail, but again, if you have multiple warehouses, problems routing orders around, we can help you. Okay, drop shipping, we can help you. Okay. All right, the admin panel. Admin panel for clients that are here. I hope you guys like the admin panel. It's come a long way since we first started it. It's pretty clever. It's pretty easy to use, and it's accessible. If you guys didn't know, it's right here, log and support. That's where the admin panel is. You can log in here. Okay, demo store again. And what it's really trying to do, it's trying to tell you how your integration's running. And of course, it's trying to give you access to support. So again, our existing clients, you know, it's really easy to submit a ticket. You guys can submit these tickets. They get routed to our support group. This is really Zendesk for anybody in the industry that knows Zendesk. That's what our agents use is Zendesk. But it's really nice. If there's something major going on, this bell will start ringing. And of course, you can always give us feedback. Hopefully, not too many frowny faces. Hopefully, all of them that you guys love us. But it's really sort of nice. And the goal of the admin panel in general, it's trying to tell you what's going on with the integration. We have to. So we have to tell you what's going on with the integration. This is telling the price that we got for Counterpoint, the price that we sent over to your website, the date and time we sent that, and of course, the inventory and even something we call allocation. It's telling you all that. And so what we think of the admin panel is sort of like a meter on the outside of the house. You gotta know what's going through the wires, okay? And that's what the admin panel is trying to do. And it does it for everybody. So it tells you how your integration's running. If you need help and support, it's there for you. Yes, it's got a lot of extra services. If you have gift card integration is going to show you all that. Yes, you can click on an order. You can see all the orders that would use that gift card, but it's a really snazzy tool. But in general, it's nothing you're coming in here that you need to push a button or pull the lever to make the integration work. It's just going to work, okay? You don't have to log into this thing to make it work. But if you need to know what's going on, if you need to look at your customers, your orders, what's going on, you'll use it for sure. If you have in-store pickup and local delivery, absolutely you'll be using it because that's a tool that your stores will use to actually fulfill those orders, okay? So when I mark this as ready to be picked up before, that's what a user, you know, customer service person in Los Angeles used to mark that order for ready to pick up. That's what they use. They use the admin panel. Okay. Development roadmap. Can't tell you everything, but some of the things that we're working on. I showed you that gift card improvement, really clever, which is this one right here. That's something we're working on now, okay? That's gonna be rolled out as well. We're working on a new order management, so version 3 of that. It just tightens everything up a little bit. It tightens up in-store pickup, local delivery, shipping, moving some things around a little bit. It's got integrations with third parties, distributors. That's order management version 3. We're planning on doing integration with MailChimp and Klaviyo. If you haven't heard of Klaviyo, you need to. It really is an email marketing tool on steroids, and so I included it. There's a clever little video showing you what Klaviyo does on our website. Check that out. But it's really nice. Klaviyo is a really great tool, and it really helps you do one-to-one marketing. And what we're going to be doing with Klaviyo is we're going to be sending the in-store purchases. Not only the web purchases go to Klaviyo, but that complete customer's history from Counterpoint, that's being sent to Klaviyo as well. So you can do more targeted email marketing. Very, very clever. And then we got some B2B improvements, and we have some secret stuff that we're working on as well. All right, so I'm gonna take a breath. Went through that very, very quickly. Wanted to leave a few minutes for Q&A. So, Ryan, is there any Q&A?
There is. Thanks, Todd.
Yep.
A lot of good information there. All right. Eric wants to know, in regards to shipping capabilities, do you have any clients using FedEx's hold at location, which allows for delivery of signature required goods to affiliated Walgreens and Walmarts for customers to pick up?
Not that I'm familiar with, and that sounds slightly differently than FedEx's new local delivery service. So the answer is I don't think so, and that's new info to me. But copy down my, my email address, email me, and I'll see what I can find out for you.
Great. Another one from Eric. When orders are routed to a store or warehouse for pick, pack, ship, are there mobile warehouse solutions for pick, pack, ship, or is a piece of paper produced for pick, pack, ship?
Good, very good question. And so what I think you want to watch if you have the time, so here I'm going to show you where to go. Just go to modernretail.com right here, go to solutions and go to shipping. This webinar right here is, I think you want to watch. It's pretty good. And that's a little self-serving because I helped give it, but it's a pretty good webinar. Their solution is Shipstation. If you've not heard of Shipstation, you should. It's really an amazing tool. We love it. I don't own stock in these guys, but I really should. Shipstation is a great tool, which has a mobile app, mobile features as well that you guys can do it. And if you need introduction to Shipstation, let me know. I'm happy to do that for you and get your name to the top of the heap. But it's a great tool. So this ship from store feature today uses Shipstation. So you actually use Shipstation to ship out your goods, and they have some amazing technology, including mobile.
Great, thanks. Michael would like to know, in regards to a thrift, like donated goods, non-inventory, how would modern retail fit into that?
We handled non-inventoried items as well, so that's not a problem. So right down here, I went to Counterpoint, and this article is pretty useful, okay? Non-inventory items, not a problem. So it could be inventoried or non-inventoried items, not a problem. In fact, a lot of times, like if I go back to cooks, if I'm not mistaken, their cooking classes, like these cooking classes, are all non-inventoried items. So cooking classes, they have something called crop share. Well, crop shares are, you could buy a share of cheese and meats and those kind of things. But a lot of those are non-inventory items.
Nice. All right. Kristen would like to know, how can they make use of the e-commerce tab within Counterpoint? This tab has areas to enter an image file, category, description, and more. Is there a way to have this integrated with Shopify so that items do not have to be created one by one in Shopify?
So when you check this box, we'll create the product automatically in Shopify. And it does get created. We don't use the images. Right now, Counterpoint, the default version of Counterpoint, if it's not been modified, allows one image. And you can have lots of images on the Shopify side, and videos and 3D and those kind of things. And so we'll create the product. But if you look at, if I take someone like Evie Lou, evvielou.com. Evie Lou is a Shopify client, and she's been with us forever, and she does a really great job. And if you look at this, she has lots of images. So all these images would be managed in Shopify, as well as sort of these longer descriptions or bullet points. And so what I think you'd want to do, and whether you're using Shopify or BigCommerce or WooCommerce, Magento, it's the platform that really takes over, that allows you to manage all that information, because it does such a great job, right? And this client has shoppable lookbooks, they have cross-selling, upselling, they have lots of images. So all that extra information, yes, we're going to create the product, but all that extra information is edited and can be managed in Shopify. And whatever Shopify comes up with, integrations with Amazon, eBay, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those kinds of integrations, that's what's kind of shown here. And so like the marketplace integrations are integrated directly with Shopify or BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Magento, as well as social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's not drawn here, but those integrations are all being done over here. So we're going to create the product. We're going to keep it up to date in terms of inventory and pricing, but everything else you're going to manage over here on Shopify, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Magento.
All right. And then Nathan would like to know the customer history. Is that showing both orders manually entered in to Counterpoint or just web orders?
No, that's what I was trying to say. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate that. So if I come over here, this is the order history from Counterpoint. Okay, so this is not just web orders. Yeah, some of these could be web orders. Okay, but in this particular case, I know that this is a test order. This is actually all the data coming from Counterpoint. So they assign me to a test account within Counterpoint. This is all the data that's coming from Counterpoint. And again, what's brilliant about this, I can click on this very, very fast. Like I can click on this and it's not taking a round trip to Counterpoint, because all this data exists in our middleware. So what we call our middleware, which is right here. What makes that is very, very fast. And it's so I can click on this almost as fast as I want, and it's coming up for the customer. But this is the complete order history from Counterpoint. And then we slap a logo on it. You can have a disclaimer at the end, and then you can even print it or create PDFs of that as well. But it's really Counterpoint's history right there, order history.
Great.
Thank you for clarifying that. Not just web orders. It can be, but it's web orders plus all the orders from Counterpoint.
Great. Amy would like to know, is there an option to have the orders flow into Counterpoint order management?
So we can send open orders down. I think that's what she's asking. So we can send open orders down. And it's a question that comes up a lot, and it's interesting, and that's possible. We have, I don't know, 20% of our clients, just making up a number, that are doing open orders. If you do in-store pickup, if you do local delivery, if you do some of those things, you're probably going to send down tickets. And I think you said Amy had that question. So tickets would normally go down because it's going to decrement the inventory from whatever location shipped it or picked up in store or delivered it. So if location number 5 actually, had it picked up in store, we're going to decrement the inventory from store to number 5, and that goes down as a ticket. We can send an open order down and have that down at the Counterpoint, but if that gets adjusted in any way, we're not sending that back. So that's a limitation of sending open orders. As well as a lot of times tickets are sent, because if you manipulate the order in Shopify or BigCommerce or within our local delivery or with our order management feature, if someone says, hey, I called you up, I really don't want that third item, can you just cancel it, or can you substitute for another thing? It's nice when it goes down as a ticket, because if you manipulate the order in Shopify or BigCommerce, let's say, then Counterpoint gets what's the end result, right? They get the end result of the substitution or the cancellation. They just get the end result. So what usually happens is you're seeing shipping typically done over on this side or within Modern Retail or Shipstation, if you will. Also, we've run into many clients that that had such a high volume that they needed a tool like a Shipstation, because it's a lot more sort of powerful, if you will, to do. It integrates with many, many different shippers: UPS, FedEx, USPS, DHL, etc. And they have automation rules and stuff like that. So as your volume grows, it tends to be better to sort of do it with a tool like Shipstation instead of within Counterpoint.
Great. Amy, hopefully that answered your question. If not,
Yell
feel
at
free
me.
to type in a
Yeah.
follow-up.
Yeah,
or,
yell at me. Yep.
Email Todd. James is wondering, how would a PIM solution fit between Counterpoint and someone's Ecom platform and work within Modern Retail solution?
Yeah, it's a good question. Very good question. So if you look at this, and so if you look at this flow, and again, this is a simplified drawing, and I can probably find the PIM drawing real quick, but think of the PIM sitting out here somewhere and another arrow flowing into Modern Retail. And basically what happens is the products get created in the exact same fashion that they do today. But what the PIM system does is basically updates the information within BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Shopify, Magento. So it's going to update it. So what I mean by that is the product gets created from Counterpoint, like it always does. It's going to be a draft product over here on the platform. And then the images, the descriptions, the taxonomy, or categories, all the stuff from the PIM system comes along behind it and updates all that information for you automatically. So you don't have to touch anything. And again, there's some really powerful PIM systems out there that have lots of data for a lot of your products. Probably doesn't have everything, but if you had a vendor that can get you 60% there or 50% there, heck, even 20% there, it might be worth it to do that, because it frees you up from having to do any of that, right? So to summarize, James, we integrate with a PIM, and then it's connected here, and then we send the updates off to the e-commerce platform.
Great. Eric has another question. He says he likes what you're saying about tickets versus orders. Will unfulfilled orders managed via Modern Retail / Shipstation, is the available inventory reflected in store in Counterpoint?
So when we send tickets down, the ticket doesn't go down to Counterpoint at all until it's been completed, whether that's shipped, picked up in store, whatever. What we do have, and I can send this to you, is here. Let me go here. Right down here, there's our Help and Resource Center right there. Okay, and we have something called allocation. And I'll try to go this really quickly because it's a complicated subject, but we are allocating the inventory on this side. And what I mean by that is we know the orders that are in processing. Even if you connect Amazon or eBay, let's say, to Shopify or BigCommerce, if those are connected, you had 2 orders on Shopify and 2 orders on Amazon, our allocation is going to say 4, because there's 4 outstanding orders that have not been shipped yet. And we're going to adjust the inventory in real time. So if Counterpoint had 10 and there's 4 that are outstanding, we're going to do the math. 10 minus 4 is 6. We're going to dynamically update the inventory as it makes its way over the platform and account for that. But that's not reflected in Counterpoint when tickets go down. And some people say, well, that's crazy. Why don't you at least tell Counterpoint about it? And I always say it doesn't really help you all that much. And they're like, of course it would, because Counterpoint would know about it. But not really. If some book club came in and they came all in and they bought the same book and you had 10 of them, if they're at the counter it doesn't matter what Counterpoint says. If you have the people have it in their hand, you got to sell it to them. You can't rip it out of their hand and say, oh, I'm sorry, there's 4 of you that don't get the book because there are 4 orders on the line. You can't do that. They have to be sold. And so, you know, the allocation really helps to minimize overselling. It doesn't prevent it. I guess if you really want to prevent it, you fulfill the orders more often, or when you get the notification of an online order, you have to take it off the shelf or backstock and go put it on a table and to be fulfilled later. That's really the only way of doing it, because just telling Counterpoint about it doesn't stop the act of someone going to the shelf, buying the last one, coming to the counter and buying it. You got to take it off the shelf or the backstock and get it out of everybody's hands and put it somewhere else. But this allocation, if you read it, it helps minimize it a lot. Okay, doesn't completely prevent it, but it helps minimize it quite a bit, especially over here on this side. But the last book, last customer happens the exact same time. There's no one that can prevent that. It's really hard to prevent that kind of case.
Great. Todd, if you want to throw up your contact information again on the screen, just want to be conscious of everyone's time here. We're coming towards the end. I'm not seeing any new questions come through, but if you do have any questions, please reach out to Todd. There's his email address and phone number. Also, feel free to reach out to your RCS account rep, and we can get in touch with Todd or answer your questions. Really appreciate everyone's time today. Eric said, in regards to that question he just asked, copy that, good to know. I'll take the shortcomings of a real-time inventory in exchange for Shipstation capabilities. So.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Need anything else? Watch the video, Eric. Go ahead and watch the video of that. You know, get in contact with me. If you need some personal attention from Shipstation, we're great partners with them. I'll just introduce you to those guys. They'll take good care of you. I really like Shipstation. They're a great tool. And just let me know, and I'll be happy to make introductions. And that will get your name to the top. They told us that we're the #1 vendor that recommends people to them. So they're really good to us, and we're good to them as well. But let me know. I'm happy to help you there. And real quick, Ryan, thank you so much, and thank you to you and RCS. I really appreciate you guys and everybody on the call. Again, I know it's an hour out of your day, and I appreciate you spending it with me today. So thank you so much.
Yes, thanks everyone. Appreciate all the questions and all the interest, and look forward to talking to you more about modern retail.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.